All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the campaign that I am running, uh, titled Giant Incursion Campaign. This is my take on the Storm King's Thunder hardcover, as well as other modules and various hardcover chapters that I have kind of merged into one coherent and continuous storyline. Um, It was recently brought to my attention that some people may actually enjoy listening to the campaigns that I run, are interested in seeing how I run things, and whatnot. So the party is already about level 4, level 5, level 6, right around that level range. So I do apologize that you may have missed some of the previous interactions and encounters, but yeah, hopefully you guys listening will enjoy what you see and what you hear. With that in mind, obviously this was started with the permission of all the players. Something that you guys will notice. Um, a lot of online D&D groups do this now. Obviously, I have a safety X card. That's just kind of what I use for safety tokens for my players. They can kind of just drag and drop it out onto the map. This was commissioned by someone in the Unite the Factions Discord that I am a part of a while back, and basically this is just used for, if there's something in the adventure that triggers a player's phobia or just, makes them feel uncomfortable, we kind of fade to black on that, no questions asked. If it's, an issue with other players, then, we try to resolve it as quickly as possible and move on. Um, yeah, so other than that, the party has so far, for those of you unfamiliar with the Storm King's Thunder campaign, essentially the different giant types have started attacking the towns of what is known as the small folk or humanoids. While it's not uncommon, they've increased in frequency. Um, the information that the party knows so far is that somehow the ordning, which is the giant hierarchy, um, has somehow been shattered. They don't know exactly how or what happened, and at this point, the various giant lords and giant types are trying to fight for supremacy, fight for power and the position to be at the top of that hierarchy. Um, so far, the party has undertaken a quest in Parnast, and they have successfully defeated a hill giant by the name of Bad Fool, who was basically laying siege to the small town. They have assisted with the town of Goldenfield, which was a more of like a farming village. During that specific encounter, unfortunately, one of the party members did die, and in line with their character's wishes, they ended up leaving that character as is, and they rolled up a new character. After that, the party made their way to the city of Tribor, which is basically the main central trading hub for most of Faerun, most of the Sword Coast. It was there they ran into some encounters with some fire giants. And most recently, they were on their way to the city, or excuse me, to the town of Bryn Shander, the biggest settlement in the Ten Towns region of Icewind Dale. On their way, they came across a port city that seemed to be under attack by frost giants. And so, being the good adventurers that they are, they decided to attempt to help out. Unfortunately, they did not realize how many frost giants there were. They did receive some unexpected aid by a frost giant by the name of Harshnag, who is a good aligned frost giant, basically a traitor to his kind, because he doesn't want to go around killing small folk. Um, with his help, they were able to push back the frost giants that had attacked that port town, and they continued on their way to Bryn Shander. And most recently, they just arrived there, delivering the news of the town's sheriff's sister passing away in a giant attack. When the game actually starts, I will have them introduce themselves to you guys. That way they can kind of explain what their character does and whatnot. We do have several new players that are still getting used to D&D. So this is more of a um, beginner-friendly D&D game. So there are times when combat may not go as quickly, just due to the fact that everyone is trying to learn their abilities. With that in mind as well, um, every single character in this campaign, or excuse me, every single player character in this campaign, with the exception of one, uh, has a custom class, or excuse me, custom subclass, I should say. Three of which I have made through a lot of trial and error and attempting to balance, which hopefully it will end up being balanced at higher levels. But yeah, I really wanted to have people play what they envisioned for their characters, and so with that in mind, you know, constant back and forth, talking, trying to figure out what they wanted, and you know, tried to make sure that there wasn't already something made that you know on D&D Beyond or D&D Wiki. So things that you guys will see as the game progresses um, is there's a bunch of useful game references that the players can look to. Anything from the campaign rules to crafting rules. The characters are part of a guild hall that is basically how they receive their missions. So think uh, like Fairy Tale, the anime, where you know there's mission posts and you can grab one and whatnot. So they do have guild fees and whatnot, but being a part of the guild also allows them certain benefits. If they die, the guild is more than willing to raise them back. Um, they also get full price for selling magic items because the guild gets a cut of that. And then they also get reduced costs for staying in cities that have guild halls. There's also harvesting rules. So this group likes to harvest a lot of the creatures that they kill. If the creatures have harvestable items, these items vary from either being useful in creating a magic item or potion to just being worth something, you know, extra gold. They have recently acquired the rights to, once I find it, a vehicle called the Golden Dragon. What this does is this is a vessel that every 20 days goes back and forth between various port cities and will transport items and cargo that the guild pays for, um, and, as well as passengers. So currently the party is in debt to the guild, 110,000 gold. Uh, the bard used a special ability to kind of persuade the guild to allow them to use an IOU. The party does get a very small percentage of the cargo that is being sold, and that's just mainly because you know They are in charge of this vessel now, and basically it's like a transportation fee, essentially. But that it is a simple way for them to passively gain some income now and then. One of the characters I will talk about is Bill. That is because he is currently the party's non-player character. He is the NPC. Initially, this campaign started with only one person, and then it grew to 2, to 3, and now it is at 5. So once they get higher levels, I may phase him out and just kind of have him as a background character. But for right now, he is the party wizard. He helps a lot with harvesting as well as knowledge. He has been around for quite some time. The party knows that he has been alive for at least 400 years. And he is also the party healer. He is currently School of Reconstruction. For anyone who doesn't know, that can be found in Xanathar's Guide to Everything Else. I believe it's a DM's Guild product. I really liked it. It gave versatility for some healing based on evocation spells, as well as maintained a wizard status in terms of support, damage, and whatnot. So he is currently a level, I believe he's a level 6 or 7. Once this will actually load. He is a level 6. The party doesn't know. He is a Nimblewright. They just call him a robot because they don't know that he isn't technically a robot. But yes, he is a Nimblewright. He has been around for a number of years. As such, he is currently in debt, well over 250,000 to the guild. However, he was also the founding member of the guild, of this adventuring guild and its branches. So there's some leniency there. He does have one magical item. Robes of the Ancient One, and that just kind of helps his survivability and versatility and whatnot. Let's see. Other than that, not a whole lot else I'm going to touch on. The party does occasionally get quests. Obviously, all of these that you can see have failed, and that's just due to the different towns that they've been in. Those people did not survive the giant attack encounters. They have completed 3 of the quests, this one being the most significant. This is the reason why they traveled to Tribor, Goldenfields, and Bryn Shander, which I can just actually edit this and cross this guy out. Yeah, so I like to have it. It may be excessive, but I do like having handouts. It's very easy to lose track of information or key points that the party should know. With these handouts, you are able to reference, or the players are able to reference them at any time. So yeah, that is all I'm going to touch on right now. Once we start the first session, recording everything, then hopefully it will kind of ramp up from there. Obviously, I can be kind of dull when talking, so yeah, if you're watching, hopefully you enjoy the campaign, and yeah.